You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, and streaming live on Ustream, this is AfterBuzz TV for Jon Benjamin Has a Van. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest Jon Benjamin Has a Van news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, picking up where the show leaves off and the buzz continues, it's AfterBuzz TV for Jon Benjamin Has a Van.
Hey there, everyone.
What did we do to that voice to piss him off so that he doesn't say our names anymore?
We were just always absent. We never showed up, that sort of thing.
Oh.
Hold on. Before we start, I have to say it. Ladies and gentlemen, Jon Benjamin Has a Van. And we have a podcast about it. Yes. Good. Everyone might have noticed, speaking of which, why the announcer's angry at us. John is absent tonight. John is working on real things.
John opened the pages to this book, like the page master, and got sucked inside a world of how-to tips on decor and personal health.
And what book is that?
Why, that book is The Every Girl's Guide to Life by Maria Menounos. Right now, John is battling his way through lentil salad and on his way to Every Girl in Love.
You know what, dude? I may not be a lady, but that sounds like a fascinating book.
It certainly does. I hope John escapes alive.
I do as well. But you know what? If there was ever a reason to miss the taping, reading The Every Girl's Guide to Life,
yep.
A pretty good reason.
Reading the book and then getting sucked into a magical world of dreams and wonder.
Dude, The Page Master was a pretty terrible movie. I really didn't enjoy that movie.
I don't remember a damn second of it.
I just vaguely remember it being awful.
Although I do remember that episode of Futurama where Fry jumps into various books when he's battling the brains. So I assume it was the same thing.
A much, much better piece of entertainment. Speaking of entertainment, Jon Benjamin. Here he is running.
Parkouring his way across downtown Los Angeles.
Which, as fun as it is to watch, obviously not the best circumstances.
Not at all. So John and his producing team wake up after we get panning shots of... This is my
favorite opening that they've ever done. Is the first shot is lobster.
Lobster and lemons and CEO's cocaine kit.
Oh, I thought it said Leo's cocaine kit.
Said CEO.
Yeah, because it's Leo. Leo gets the knife in his back and everything. Yeah, it's Leo's cocaine kit.
The accommodator latex dong.
Yeah, speaking of product placement and plugs, I mean, wow. Like, do you think they got paid to do that?
By the accommodator? I know that we're paid by accommodator AfterBuzz TV to mention it.
We're paid to point out how Jon Benjamin
So this is the
accommodator.
Explicit view of AfterBuzz TV. It's that no matter what the disclaimer says, the accommodator is a great toy.
I forget the guy's name, the camera guy. What is on his shirt? Is that supposed to be vomit?
I think it's vomit. By the way, going to when John gets called, I like that he has a picture of every member of his production staff naked.
Yeah, we've seen, I think, everybody on the crew naked so
except
far.
for Jon Benjamin.
No, Jon Benjamin, they showed a naked picture of him, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
They must have at some point. If not, they got close enough.
So I want to go through this thought process of how Jon Benjamin decides that black Satanists... like poured acid in his face.
Well, I think by nature of the show, it's a process of elimination because they've already gone through, let's see, Orthodox Jews and gays in the same episode. So they need to even it out with making fun of every single group possible that they can think of. Again, just on their march to being the most offensive show on TV.
I love that he has to mention not to put the acid in his eyes.
Don't get it. Get it on my face, but not in my eyes. He's watching such an old football game. I need to point that out while it was still on the screen. He's watching such an old football game when he's all like, "Oh, you gotta catch that."
I love the two reveals: the football game and the world's wildest roller coasters.
I would watch that.
Oh, I absolutely would.
Especially with like 3D technology. I mean, they already have it, but
I mean, it happens if you guys have ever been to Disney Quest. By the way, the Disney Corporation is a very good friend of AfterBuzz TV. No matter what the disclaimer says.
Jack's been on a real product placement kick.
I get money every time I say any brand ever.
Man, you needed to cut me in on this.
New Balance.
We could.
So at Disney Quest in Orlando, Florida, they have 3D.
This is a test. This is only a test. For the next 30 seconds,
DJ Jesse Janity has decided that whenever Jack does something to displease him, he's going to use the emergency broadcast signal to drown him out. So I pray that he doesn't keep doing that because it's a really annoying sound.
Do you know that DJ Jesse Janity only uses Brawny brand paper towels?
I do want to return to your logic.
Mike.
Yeah, he cut your mic. I do want to return to the logic of how he got to black Satanists, because I know there were a lot of black people around. I don't think there was anything about Satanists in the room.
It was all just like black. And then on the radio, Black Power. Then his black friend showed up.
Everything okay, John? Put a bunch of satanic stuff on it.
It's a pretty brilliant way to make up for being late to work.
I mean, a little extreme, but yeah. I also like, as the cop is leaving, the nice little exchange they have where it's, I have a van too. And if anyone had touched my van.
Exactly. I like this little news segment, especially when it gets to the Twin News Network.
Twin News Network is brilliant, but my favorite, and it doesn't come till later, so I'm going to spoil it, but while we're on the topic, is just Shouting Match. The name of the show being Shouting Match. It is nothing but a shouting match. Like, I feel
I say we're about 2 seasons away from that on MSNBC or Fox.
My God, totally. I mean, Fox not so much, because it would be like stupid liberals. But
I mean, it's called Hannity and Combs. It's been on for 15 years.
But we're one step away from changing the title.
Do you know that the Fox News Network is a proud sponsor of AfterBuzz TV?
To make me fret or make me frown.
DJ Jesse Entity is running out of sound effects to cover us in the sound live. That's how bad we've been this week. Is he's like, well, I guess I'll play Pinocchio. By
the way, everyone, listen to our Wilfred AfterBuzz podcast, because first of all, it's fantastic. We have the lovely Siobhan with us, but also you learn great information about Dave and Buster. So we're at consensual.
Consensual, which
it's a clever idea, but I hated the execution.
The execution was a little weird. I mean, I think at this point where we've kind of established that these segments aren't real, that it's with actors, and I mean, maybe I'm wrong in that, but from his
it kind of
interviews,
takes away.
Yeah, it kind of establishes that it's like, okay, it's actors, but to play out something like this for so long is it was a little much for me. Yeah. And I was really surprised when they came back to it. What I think they should have done is kept that second segment, which was a lot funnier, and found something else for the other one.
No, absolutely. By the way, Comedy Central's been running these banners under this episode about how they're going to air year one. That's not something they should be proud of.
Well, I mean,
all of us here at the AfterBuzz TV community agree that year one is a terrible movie.
We get it. We get it, Jack. You're getting paid.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
There we go.
Except for the previous statement. So, we move through, and Jon Benjamin becomes a celebrity because of the acid in his face.
With what's the name of the show that opens it? It's some
Alex.
It's an Oprah ripoff. But I love the opening. Satanists. Who are they?
And
I think it's pretty self-explanatory who a Satanist is.
I like the line. It's like, I'm not trying to incite race hate, but can I?
No, he didn't go that far. I'm surprised they didn't use that, because that's what I thought they were going with. Is I thought they were gonna, but Jon Benjamin just says, I don't like to stir the pot or incite race wars or something to that effect. But then he doesn't say anything at all. He just is like, if you touch my van, I will hunt you down. And the generic audience applause is a great touch on that.
So we move into Jon Benjamin's second career as a contestant on Celebrity Parkour with Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC, which was an awesome get.
Yeah, how did they? I mean, I guess, you know.
This is the second time he's been mentioned this TV season. There was a great sketch on SNL, the last episode with Justin Timberlake hosted, where a guy, I think it was Taron Killam, comes out dressed as Chris Kirkpatrick, and Justin Timberlake can't name him.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember that.
Yeah, he has like the pineapple haircut.
Right.
Yeah.
Also in that, it wasn't Andy Richter, but they had someone from Dallas.
The girl from Dallas, and
who was that third person? Is gonna drive me insane until I see it now.
No, there's only 4 of them.
Yeah, but it was
the
girl from Dallas. It was,
and then Chris Kirkpatrick and Andy Richter.
Okay, was it Andy Richter?
Yeah, and then Jon Benjamin was the 4th, but not because of Jon Benjamin Has a Fan.
Which the caption, guy who got acid thrown in his face. Which was kind of classy.
I'm kind of disappointed we didn't see more of Celebrity Parkour. I think they really could have expanded that bit.
Oh my God, Andy Richter doing Celebrity Parkour.
That would have been fantastic.
I do like the one shot they have of him just crashing through trash cans.
And they didn't use Chris Kirkpatrick enough.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, the guy needs to eat.
Well,
it's probably been a rough decade for him.
I mean
between the crystal meth and the lack of any income.
Is that a thing? Was that a thing? Is that a confirmed thing?
I'm just assuming.
Thing?
I mean, he was in a boy band.
Yeah, dude, you can't just say that kind of stuff.
I can. I am protected by the views of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Blanket statement. I guess we're okay. Before we get too far deep into Celebrity Parkour, Jon Benjamin 911. Thoughts?
Not a fan.
I wasn't a huge fan, but I do have to say, I really do want Jon Benjamin taking my 911
I
call.
wish Jon Benjamin would
Can
take
you
my
imagine? I've said it before and I've said it again. Silky smooth, calming voice. He can say anything. If there's anyone you want walking you through like your arm being chopped off in an auto accident or something, it would be, just calm down, okay?
Like,
stay cool.
This is Babytown Frolics.
And I'd be like, I'm okay now. Thanks, Jon Benjamin.
I mean, he did say one of my favorite lines of television ever.
Which was?
I have waited my entire life to say this. I am commandeering this airboat.
Oh, I thought you meant in this episode.
Oh, no. I'm talking about Archer, which is a better show.
Callback. Well,
yeah,
it's different, okay? And they all have their own different merits.
For you Archer fans out there, Pam's Gossip Train, which is the Archer Pam account on Twitter, started putting out new stuff, and it's hilarious.
Oh, really?
Yep.
I noticed that Codename Duchess had started tweeting again.
I think it's because they're doing a panel at Comic-Con right now.
Yeah, which Jon Benjamin was there for. So if you were at Comic-Con, unlike us, and you might have seen him wandering around.
So we get to this sequence.
Here it is. Shouting match with Matt Callahan.
It's the best. I love this the creepy black Satanist that actually throws acid in his face.
Where I thought this was really grim and unsettling.
Oh God, yeah.
The chain of people walking through a field searching for his van.
What was the name of that dead white girl?
I mean, there were...
From like last week?
Well, there's a lot of... Let's just say it was a very Nancy Grace moment for Jon Benjamin.
It's very... Oh, what's that? Elizabeth Smart. It's very Elizabeth Smart.
Yeah, very
except his van wasn't abducted by a crazed Mormon.
And instead, he's just like hanging in the back of a limo with $50,000 in
cash
donations, which... Why would they donate? Why are people so concerned about Jon Benjamin's van?
Getting acid in his face.
I mean, too. I know I would be concerned about Jon Benjamin's van if it went missing. Speaking of the van.
It's hidden in a place that no one would ever look. Sold to the sound guy's mom.
Nathan throws his mom under the bus again.
Under the van.
Under the van.
When did he do it?
Last weekend, where he was like, oh yeah, it was my mom. She was arguing with Leo, and she was really drunk. He like totally just sells his mom out as the murderer. And he does it again. He sells her a van, which by the way, writes a bunch of satanic stuff on it first and then sells
it to his mom.
And just in case, I love that apparently Nathan's interpretation of what Black Satanist would write is a pentagon or what?
Pentagram.
A pentagram and "was up" written beneath it. So offensive and weird.
Just like most things on the show. So he gets acid thrown in his face a second time. And
this time it really happened.
So the police find the van, and then we are off chasing Jon Benjamin.
I do want to mention, now that I'm looking through my notes, I know that we already covered the second segment of Consensual, but I do love the end of that sketch where it's like, seriously, don't let people into your motel room. I would have stopped this like 10 minutes ago. Such sound advice. Just really in case like we're getting lost in the moment of Consensual and Jon Benjamin has a van. It's a nice little nugget of truth.
I would
in
like
there.
to see a show called Consensual on TV.
I mean, it's a rip-off
maybe not with the same format, but I really like the idea of Consensual.
Have you known that you've been in a consensual relationship for the past 5 years? How does that make you feel?
I don't sell crack. I'm a prostitute.
What? Where did you? Oh,
what was that?
Is that a Cops?
It's the #1 clip from Cops. Yes.
Okay. What was it? Play it again.
It's literally this woman. Well, I'll play it one more time.
Dead air.
I don't sell crack. I'm a prostitute.
I don't sell crack. I'm
let
a fancy.
Let me set this up. We're gonna go a little off topic here. This woman calls the police because she tried to buy crack. She gave the woman $5
for crack.
Crack? How expensive? I don't know. I don't know my crack prices.
Wait, yeah, but this is a real story. This is why this gets me going. Okay. So $5 crack. Gives it to the woman. The woman doesn't give her any money for the money.
Doesn't give her any crack.
Doesn't give her any crack for the money. Excuse me. So the woman. So
does she complain to the Better Business Bureau?
The woman dials 911, calls the police, tells the police to come down because there's been an emergency. The police literally come down. They question her. They go to the woman and they say, "Excuse me, ma'am, were you trying to sell crack to this woman?" And that's where we get no.
Wow. So what did she say? I
don't sell crack. I'm a prostitute.
Oh my God.
Classy. My favorite clip from Cops, while we're on the subject, I guess.
Sad dogs.
Yeah, I know, sad dogs. But
play it.
Are we gonna play the sad music? Good. Thank God. John would be so upset.
John isn't here. There's no.
Yeah, it's no fun if John's not crying at the sight of sad animals. My favorite Cops
Why is
clip,
there
though,
a seal on there?
Because it's not just puppies.
He's so cute. I love him. I want him to be my friend.
Exactly. So you got to call the 1-800 number and rescue him. That's the idea.
Oh, look at them. Oh, I don't like her.
So cute. How did... go ahead.
Favorite episode of Cops?
Oh, favorite segment of Cops is the guy who, I don't know if he's on PCP, but he just goes, "I'm going to break these cuffs." The cop goes, "You can't break those cuffs." And you just hear him go, "Ah!" And it's him, like, his veins are just popping out of his head. Him trying to, like, rip the cuffs off of his wrist. So look that up, Internet.
Yeah, Internet. What we're trying to say is you should be watching Cops right now. Cops is a great program, fully endorsed by the staff of AfterBuzz TV.
It's okay because it's a TV show. We can say that. It's not, like, totally off topic. So,
like Purina Show.
Ow.
Ow.
My ears.
You ass.
How did
the episode end?
It really didn't. It was Jon Benjamin running through the LA landscape and being pursued by police officers. I want to know how we got to that point. I forgot how the cops figured out. Oh, because they
found the van.
They find his mom, Nathan's mom, with the van. And she wouldn't get out of the van either. I love that actress.
She was so sad.
I love that actress for pulling off a human emotion that I've never seen before in my entire life, which is this sort of confused, depressed, defiant, like murderous attitude. There's no other way to describe it. Like how she's so creepy when she's just sitting in that van.
I know, just like staring like,
oh, sad. But I literally expected her like hit the gas and just
Take
jam
off,
it down the road. Nathan's mom got to have a bit more fight in her.
Charlene Tilton was the actress from Dallas.
And Andy Richter of Conan. And Jon Benjamin, the guy who had acid poured in his face. I love how it's poured and not thrown.
Chris Kirkpatrick put on weight.
Well, I mean, whatever.
What a sad excuse for humanity.
Wait, parkour? Don't. She's nice, I'm sure.
Who?
I don't know.
Chris Kirkpatrick?
I love this guy.
He's actually my favorite member of NSYNC.
I love this guy's skull necklace. I think
and then
that's
he yells,
such a class.
"Hail Black Satan!"
Yeah.
So he's not a black Satanist. He's a practitioner. He worships Black Satan.
Right. Which I guess is different.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Is it like Black Santa?
That's how the episode ends. Is it's Jon Benjamin's face morphs into "Hail Black Satan."
Right.
And then absolutely. It's like, wow. So
that's it.
That ended. Which I don't know. Where
Again,
do you go from
very
there?
Tim and Eric ending.
Very Tim and Eric ending. And I'm assuming that since we killed members of his staff, which are now back and running, that Jon Benjamin has not been incarcerated. We will not see him. But that's for predictions.
Speaking of which, we should go to our first commercial.
I think we should.
Want to find out what the AfterBuzz is about?
Janice is a drama queen.
This is the divide that is going to carry the series.
Give us a call. 424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
It's television, and they want it to be as dramatic as possible.
I mean, it's Shakespearean. You never know what goes on behind closed doors.
Find out why AfterBuzz TV is the #1 source for after-show content.
Now, in the eyes of Jimmy, Nucky is a villain.
424-256-1729. 424-256-1729.
I mean, who would you guys rather hear that from? Your husband or your best friend?
The wig will come out.
When the TV show is over, get your AfterBuzz on.
I'm pretending my pens are glow sticks.
Oh.
So I can fit in.
I thought you were pretending they were something else.
Pens? Yeah, that's what I was pretending they were.
Or like Pen 15.
Anyways, special segment. If the AV Club is to be believed, we have tracked down the clip upon which this entire series is based. Jon Benjamin did a lot of sketches I would put on YouTube or whatever before he did this show. And this one went up on a site called 23/6, which I don't know if it's
Huffington Post's old comedy section.
I don't even know if it exists anymore. I don't think it does. But yeah, it went up there. I don't know how he did it or why he did it, but well, let's roll it, and I think it speaks for itself.
To travel to Huntington Valley, Pennsylvania, and meet Joel the plumber, and I'm going to conduct the first interview ever with Joel the plumber. It's not Joe, the guy you're thinking of. His name is Joel. So we're going to go today and interview him. So let's get going. I had a thought that interviews are important things, and I looked down and realized I'm dressed sort of like a teenager. I mean, I bought this outfit at Urban Outfitters, and I think I needed something more befitting an interview. So I came here to Neiman Marcus, where I'm going to take part in a shopping spree and buy some outfits more appropriate for an interview. So let's get to it. It's like a totally different interview if I'm in this. Obviously very big, but I love it. You can't argue with cashmere. You can try, but you can't. name is Joel.
Joel Cohen.
That is.
There is no middle initial.
Irrefutable.
No middle name. Irrefutable. My name is Joel.
So you're Joel the plumber, not Joe the plumber, like everybody's talking about.
That's correct.
Where did Joel come from? Is that a family name, or is it just one that your parents?
I'm not sure. Just I guess my parents came up with.
All right, let's get a shot of the of Joel with the launching.
Are we back?
Oh, sorry, I got caught up. I don't know if you guys heard. It was rather embarrassing. That last part is supposed to be silent, but I was playing.
Playing along.
First thing you notice, Jon Benjamin doesn't have a van. He has a really old, crappy, mid-sized sedan.
I wish it had been Jon Benjamin Has a sedan.
That would have been
if it
pretty
had
funny.
been
But
four guys in a sedan, like in like a 1996 Honda Civic.
But you lose so much credibility of the van. I mean, Jon Benjamin's concerned about his outfit not being credible enough. Can you imagine if you're just interviewing people in a sedan? It doesn't work.
Yeah,
you need
true.
a van. But I think this clip is interesting for a couple of reasons. Number one, because we've talked in the past about how much like Tim and Eric was supposedly influenced the show. But I mean, here you get a taste of like this is very much Jon Benjamin's sensibility.
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
format of the show hasn't really changed from kind of what he was doing there. Yeah, he sets up the man on the street interview, but he goes in, he does the shopping spree.
It reminds me a lot of
montage.
the wig sketch from the which episode was that? The wig maker.
Oh yeah. That was the third episode, I want to say.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. How does it remind you of that?
Just like the setup. Like it's kind of a weird character and gets
oh yeah, we're going
darker,
in. Yeah. Showing its age a little bit because it's to do with Joe the Plumber and the John McCain.
Whatever
campaign.
happened to Joe the Plumber?
He's a news correspondent on Fox News now.
Seriously?
Yeah, like he's a paid analyst correspondent.
Wow.
Whatever. Or at least he was the last I heard. I don't know if he's still doing it.
What a great network that we fully endorse. I swear, every bit of their programming is better than the last.
I've got the power!
I liked Pinocchio a lot better. Although I guess this is appropriate because DJ Just Humanity has the power to cut off your microphone.
And you too will have the power after an hour watching.
Yeah, see? Haha. So anyways, that's our special segment for the week. Hopefully it's educational, enjoyable, etc., etc.
All right, let's slide into predictions.
Let's do that.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
predictions.
I'm also playing that theremin, which I guess this is how you play
Can you play it like this? And can you play air theremin?
Yeah, totally. You can play air anything. You can play air jazz guitar, as we learned in Jon Benjamin.
Yep.
So
can you play air trombone for me?
Don't you dare do that. I saw that come from a mile away. I've lived with you for too long,
that is
dude.
not the
I
first.
know.
That's not the first time that's been referenced to me today.
Really?
It was a wild day at work.
Well, Congratulations. Predictions.
Jon Benjamin will continue to have a van.
I predict. Well, yeah, he probably needs a new paint job on the van now.
Probably needs a new face. I would love if they actually reference that the rest of the season.
That he has a messed up face.
He just keeps the bandages on.
I mean, I'm gonna assume they're going for another minority group next time in their march towards being the most offensive show on television. TV. Actually, you know what? They haven't done a good white people lampooning episode. I think they need to.
I would say they did with Change Up.
The farm?
The rich kid that lives in the city.
Oh,
and the rich kid that lives in the country.
Really good. Yeah.
Their nanny is white.
Yeah. No, I dug that. And you're right, it's true. So I'm guessing they're going to find a new way to be offensive to some group of people.
Absolutely. And I predict it will be hilarious.
Probably.
And that's us for this week.
So I'm going to say it one last time because I love it so much. Jon Benjamin has a van, and we have a podcast about it. That has been AfterBuzz for Jon Benjamin Has a Van, and we have a podcast about it. Got it again.
Yep. And
what was this one?
The title was The Good People at Miller Lite.
From producers Kevin Undergaro and Phil Svitek, engineer DJ Jesse Janity, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. If you have questions or comments, be sure to buzz us at info@AfterBuzzTV.com. And you can find us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.